Hey everyone, my name is Rooster, and welcome back to Mechabellum. In today's video, I'll be facing against Maitre Peters from the 101 region, and it's a game where I don't click range on any of my units. So let's get right into this. Now, I got my favorite specialist, Elite Spec. I don't think this pack is particularly good, but I just felt like I had to pick it because, well, when I'm streaming, you know, it's what people want to see, and honestly, it's what I want to play as well. So who cares if it's not the ideal pack and you don't start with Chaff? I'm up against Steel Ball Fang, and immediately I thought, ooh, maybe I'll have to face Fang Carry because, I mean, this is a very popular Fang Carry pack, starting with Fangs, and you've got Steel Balls to tank. Giant Specialist would allow him to get something like Fortress very quickly, and I know that Maitre Peters has played a lot of Fang Carry in the past, so that was kind of what I was expecting. Now, on round one, I don't do anything, you know, fancy with that knowledge or with that expectation. I just put the Sabers here on the front. Crawlers to tank any initial lock-ons because Steel Balls can be very, very good against Sabertooth early on, especially in a headbutt like this. And yeah, I put two of these Hounds over here to help out my Sabertooth, and one Crawler kind of as a second wave, which will run through the Hounds and hopefully disperse a little bit, make it harder to clear for my opponent. Now, looking at my opponent's setup, I actually immediately think, oh, it doesn't look to be Fang Carry after all, because the Fangs are in front, and that's typically not what you would expect for Fang Carry. They would be behind the Steel Balls so that he can range them and, you know, they can stay safe and do their thing. Now, you will see me put one Hound all the way on the left here to defend this left side tower against a potential push. I felt like I only needed two Hounds over here, and seems like I am right about that. Steel Ball's not even able to get through. One Arclight was purchased for Maitre Peters to help Chaff clear, but it's not enough. And, well, we get away with this relatively well. Let's speed things up as my Chaff clear turret, thankfully, kills the remaining Fangs, and we don't have to dwell too much longer on round number one. Round two, some interesting cards show up. Advanced Missile Device is worth thinking about. Could be good here on the line, but it does eat through a lot of resources. Mass-produced Rhino I actually like a lot on Elite, but into Steel Balls, perhaps not the smartest idea. So it's just a bit of a boring skip. Keep in mind, I did sell my middle turret on round one, just to have a bit more cash available if I want to sell, let's say, a Saber or my other building, then I'd be kind of fine. On round two, I just buy another Crawler here on the line to block this Steel Ball, and I also buy a Mustang, which is possible thanks to that skip. Just kind of there to help out with the Fangs, because I still was kind of thinking, well, maybe he's going to go into Fangs, which Mustangs are good at, and they're good flank defense, and they're good against air units too. So just felt like the correct unit to buy. Now, what I wasn't expecting is for Maitre Peters to go for the Assault Vulcan card and immediately pick one up on round two, as he sold both of his buildings to still get the deployments down. Looking quite scary, and well, it's able to farm a lot of experience here, killing almost every single Mustang pack, nearly leveling on round two as a result. Thankfully, I do have some Sabers there to be able to take down the Vulcan, but yeah, that could get troublesome. Now, on round three, we just get some pretty cheap cards. Advanced Power System here we're thinking about. Maitre Peters will pick it. Shield Airdrop, always worth a pickup, although in this scenario, again, I'm up against Steel Ball, so likely that the shield will just fall very quickly. Anti-interference module can be okay, but I think it's mostly between Advanced Power System or nothing at all. Assault Melting Point, by the way, getting offered as well, so if Maitre Peters would want to get all of the Assault Giants unlocked for free, he could. Doesn't go for it, though. Not too sure what I'm thinking about here. I think I'm mostly just saying, well, I don't have that much money to be able to get into something like Armored Steel Balls. I probably will just have to take this one on the chin and try and perhaps attack that left side, but we do manage to do that with the Advanced Power System. So you can see here a Crawler aimed at that tower should be able to beat the Fangs, even beat that Crawler, to be honest, which got added this round. Another Vulcan on the right side, I was kind of just hoping that the Mustangs would win this. Or at least the Mustangs would be able to kind of set up for chaff clear, and then later on I'd be able to get into steel balls. As you could see, I did unlock the steel ball, but I wanted to wait at least one round before actually placing them on my battlefield. Left side, we managed to get a debuff, very useful. Means that the Sabres can lock on, kill the Vulcans, which helps a tremendous amount. This Vulcan, though, does pick up a level, didn't need that much. And I expect that to be level 2 on round 4. Here it is, round number 4, unit reinforcements show up. Nothing amazing. Stormcaller on the line, not ideal. It needs range, it needs time, which it's not going to get. Phoenix would be okay, but I kind of like the Wasp here. It's high level, hard to deal with for my opponent as he doesn't have any anti-Wasp counters and none were offered in the unit drop. And honestly, Mustang should be good enough against the Phoenixes, and I don't expect Phoenixes to kill a Vulcan with 94k hit points. I'm just going to be using my Sabres for that for the time being, and then trying to transition into Steel Ball eventually, because I do run armor enhancement on it. That was the plan. So, trying to play Ball Stang, basically, with maybe some Wasps in the mix as well. And we're just going to keep pushing this side. A Vulcan was added, a Phoenix there as well, but I added a Steel Ball and a Wasp right behind, which should be able to get the job done. Now, keep in mind these aren't armored right now, so the Steel Ball's in some trouble. Quite a few go down, but thankfully the Wasps push through and get a timely debuff, which will allow this Sabretooth to kill the enemy Vulcan. Most of my chaff clear has died though, so all of these crawlers moving in are a nightmare to deal with, and with the Scorching Fire picked up on the Vulcan, it is actually able to kill all of my tanks and grabbing a level there as well. So it's not just one level 2 Vulcan I have to deal with now, it's 2. But remember, we still have some power spikes. We picked up the Steel Balls. We can go for the armor play, which will likely help at least a little bit. Scorching Fire Vulcans, though, can be a big problem, but look at that. Great item shows up, super heavy armor. Don't have to think about it too long. Opponent goes for the Missile Strike, which makes a lot of sense as well. So I have to think about moving this Wasp, because obviously it is the highest value target that my opponent can hit with the Missile Strike and kill. And yeah, he doesn't have anything in place that can dispatch of the Wasp if it were to survive. So just one beacon there to beacon back those Wasps should be plenty. Another Steel Ball has been picked up on the right side. I picked up armor enhancement as well, but I don't have too much money left to do anything else. So likely this will just have to be a crawler or something along those lines. Could pick up a level on the Saber as well. Would be nice. Perhaps selling something for it, although looking at it right now, I don't have much left. So I guess it's just maybe one Hound. I was really unsure. As you can see, lots of undos. Will be the Hound after all. All the way in the back right corner. So I didn't want it to face the Vulcans because it would likely just feed. Instead, I'm trying to kill some of the back chaff and perhaps make him respond with a unit that would be somewhat out of position, right? Being all the way in the back. Meanwhile, I'm getting flanked by Phoenixes. And oh, when I saw this, I was kind of kicking myself for not just moving that Wasp further back. This is fully open, of course, so a good spot by my opponent. But yeah, beaconing it like this does not help my Wasps to defend the tower. So, not great. We're still doing well on that right side. The Steel Ball's getting through. But yeah, the Vulcan's now able to get a lot of damage in. And look at that, even managing to damage the same level Steel Balls with heavy armor, or with the armor enhancement and the super heavy armor item. And yeah, not a great result there. That debuff definitely causing us some grief. And on round 5, it will be a loss. 2 Vulcans still alive. Level 3 available. This is getting out of control now. And I was kind of perplexed, honestly, with how quickly the Steel Balls were dying. But I didn't have that many on the board yet. So, not all hope was lost. Ignite also not on the bar here, which is why I was quite happy to go for this. Because Ignite would stop things like healing as well, which I kind of wanted to go for too. Energy absorption here. would help greatly as, well, the armor is kind of reducing the damage taken, and then the absorption can make up for whatever damage I do end up taking. On this round, we have unit reinforcements. The high-level marksman get picked up for Metro Peters, who immediately goes for the assault mode on them. Level 4 with assault mode will have that splash. Could be quite good against the steel balls, of course. And, well, I pick up the high-level Typhoon, and we go for a big flank. Already had a Hound back there. I now add the Typhoon with the Crawler. Kind of threatening to maybe go for shield at some point, although thinking about it already, I wasn't convinced I wanted to go more Typhoon, because honestly, high-level Scorch Vulcans are quite good against Typhoons and Typhoon shields, so it didn't feel like something I wanted to invest in. But, you know, making him sweat a little bit over here felt like the right idea. I can always sell that Typhoon at some point if I want to, and just retrieve the money. More steel balls being added. Missiles for the both of us. I'm trying to get rid of this Crawler pack for anything he might add. And he's trying to hit my Mustang here, which will hit the steel ball instead. But yeah, just trying to get in here as fast as I can. I don't have any chaff clear right now. Honestly, my chaff clear is really bad, but he didn't have that much chaff, right? A lot of fangs at the front, lots of things getting pulled. And I still do have some Mustangs, which should be able to help out at least well enough. Some steel balls locking on, but they're not tanky enough to block all of the damage. And, well, the assault mode marksman doing a great job. Left side, losing 2. Big problem there. And I'm not sure what happened to my Wasps, but I think they might have gotten missiled or something. That's really bad. Typhoon thankfully does win the flank, but look at that. 3 Vulcans still left on the right side. I don't think I'll be winning this anytime soon. And we're going to be taking even more damage here, which is starting to ramp up now. This is like, you know, well over 1,000 damage, maybe even pushing towards 1,500. And yeah, entering round 7, we've got 1,900 hit points remaining. Keep in mind, I am adding some more Wasps here and there as another super heavy armor shows up. I mean, I am hitting the jackpot somewhat, but perhaps that's required with all of these super high-level Vulcans. Absorption module is what Metro Peters goes for. Great item as well for that level 3 Assault Vulcan. Will be healing for 90% of the damage it deals, and, well, it has been dealing the majority of the damage so far. 110,000 last round, 375,000 overall across the last 6 rounds. And yeah, I mean, here I just thought, well, let's double down, right? I didn't click absorption yet. I'll do that this round. Wasps honestly seem quite useful. My opponent isn't respecting them that much. Assault mode marksman is not ideal versus them. It helps, but it doesn't clear them super fast like a Wraith or a Wasp would. And yeah, just felt like something that I should be investing in. But for now, we grab some more steel balls. We do grab EMP on the Wasps, which is very cheap. And, well, if I can turn off that Scorching Fire, it'll help a lot. Because, well, that means the level or high-level Vulcans won't be able to damage my steel balls anymore. And let's see. High explosive on the Mustangs here could be useful. I probably should have clicked it. Vulcan all the way in the flank as well now. Metro Peters getting comfortable from the looks of things. Thankfully, that Vulcan gets distracted, doesn't have range, so it wants to go towards my units instead of the tower. In the meantime, the left side is getting in pretty convincingly. That top left flank is still standing, and it doesn't seem like Metro Peters is willing to answer it for the time being, perhaps expecting me to sell that Typhoon, but I left it there. Right side is losing, despite that debuff. And now I just have to get rid of this level 3 Vulcan. Tower will go down at a very unopportune timing, which allows this Vulcan to start chipping away. Not just chipping away, kind of just melting the high-level steel balls there. And healing back up. 1 steel ball left, but thankfully it manages to somehow get a lock on and starts healing. So the hero steel ball wins us the round, and we go into round 8. With Metro Peters still sitting quite healthy at 2.7k. Round 8. 2 scary spells show up. Mobilized Battleship and Underground Threat. Perhaps something that I should be thinking about. But at the same time, I mean, I want to get more Wasps kind of want to get more steel balls if I can. They seem to be doing well. The sabers are getting sold because, well, they did well in the early game, but now you can see the damage is just not there. 980 last round, just getting completely annihilated. And yeah, missile strike available here. Trying to throw that onto my wasps. And I'm thinking again, the wasps really seem to be quite powerful here. That EMP did well. Do I just want to invest more into some techs? I could go for energy shield to also block the missile strike. And it should help in general against all of these units, right? Like assault marksman, which is really the only anti-air there is. I mean, there is a couple phoenixes, but that's about it. Late ball here to try and counter that Vulcan on the flank, but it does get sold. Underground threat gets picked up by Maitre Peters, but he uses it defensively, and thankfully he does, because I did not have anything in the back line. I buy more wasps, which I try to add to the right side now. And yeah, look at this, right? Flank coming in with a crawler and a phoenix, trying to utilize that missile strike to get rid of my wasp. And a boat now picked up too. Keep in mind, Maitre Peters is a giant spec, so the unlock for that was free. And he goes for photon coating, which will make these assault Vulcans even tankier than they already are, as well as making them immune, of course, to the Wasp EMP, at least for the first portion of the round. But still, we get in quite convincingly. The Wasps at high level are relatively useful against these Overlords. So we do manage to take them out. Couple steel balls still left, arriving from the back, of course. Can we kill this big Vulcan? One of them, though, decides to go over to my tower. Will grab it. The shield doesn't quite block it. Now the fight comes down to, again, this gigantic Vulcan. Thankfully, a tower debuff comes through and the high-level steel balls are able to connect and deal some more damage, sending Maitre Peters down to below 1800. So now we've more than equalized, and I'm feeling quite alright about my position. Round number 9. More unit reinforcements. Nothing here really of value, so I just decide to sell. I could have gone for the level 1 worms and gone Megdiv or something, but honestly, I felt like those Vulcans would just chew through them like it was nothing. So better to just keep investing into what's working right now, which is the Wasps and the Steel Balls. High explosive on Mustang, again, could be useful. Left side maybe could use one as well, as right now the chaff clear is still very measly. I'm just, making use of this missile every single round, but it seems to be working for the time being. And yeah, there we go. High explosive clicked. I don't even need to click range because the Mustang sits safely behind the Steel Balls. Same thing with the Wasps. And now we're just missiling everything. Look at that. Lone has been picked up. More steel balls as well. Mustang added here on the left, as I mentioned. And yeah, I mean, it's getting late in the game, so missiling the front chaff is quite useful. It gets rid of like about half the chaff, maybe a bit less, but a good amount nonetheless, which could allow for some early lock-ons. More boats have been picked up for Maitre Peters, who went for the Overlord Artillery, which can be quite useful against mid-sized units, but these are no regular steel balls. They are exceptionally tanky, and you can see the left side again collapses very, very quickly as my Wasps and my Mustangs take down the Overlord's right side, of course, under the pressure of the debuff. Can't do anything. And, I mean, this is such a massive round. If we do the tally, it might even be enough to win. It certainly will be. There we go. 9 rounds. And we managed to pull off a comp where we had 0 range. Even on the other side. Maitre Peters not clicking any range techs whatsoever. Yeah, a little bit scary in the mid-rounds there, as the Steel Balls, despite having armor enhancement, were still dying to the Scorch Vulcans, but eventually, with the levels, and I mean 2 S-tier items, super heavy armor there, doing great. And the energy absorption also helping out a ton. We do manage to punch through. The Wasps were never answered. And at some point, the problems just stack up too much. I think Maitre Peters probably should have gone for... I mean, maybe both could work, but he would have to grab it a bit earlier. And maybe it got lulled into a false sense of security as the Vulcans were doing fine for a bit, but then suddenly these items came around, the absorption got stacked on top of the armor, and yeah, the balls just didn't die as a result. And then he had to deal with steel balls and mass wasps, which have completely different answers. And yeah, we just snowballed from there. But sometimes you just don't need range. Sometimes you can make do with just, yeah, all of the tanky techs. Like the shield, the armor, the absorption. High explosive, of course, here was actually quite nice. Very cheap tech. And just allowed us to get that little bit of chaff gear required so that the steel balls could do the rest. Anyway, if you liked this video, please leave a thumbs up. Let me know down below what you thought about it. Have you ever seen a game like this, especially at high MMR? Let me know. If you want to stay up to date with latest content, please consider subscribing. And if you want to see me play live, check me out on Twitch. With that being said, take care, guys, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.